Welcome to my dollhouse. Tonight I'm doing a tag video. I discovered his channel. His name is Chris. I discovered his channel through the YouTube suggestions. He is a horror collector and he has a collection of horror themed dolls. They are his therapy dolls. His main therapy doll is a Megan doll. He's as crazy about his Megan doll as I am about my Toddler Caylee doll. So he put out a video, top 3 or 5 or 10. I'm gonna go with top 5, the top horror movies that I can watch all year round, not just around Halloween. I'm more into retro, vintage horror movies. Child's Play 2, one of my favorite horror movies, and it's my favorite Child's Play movie. Here's why. Because you have the foster home, and you have the brother-sister dynamic, the brother-sister relationship. I really love when movies, and they very rarely do this, in horror movies, it's usually a boyfriend and girlfriend. Very rarely is there a brother-sister relationship or a brother-sister. Jeepers Creepers had the brother-sister. When that came out and I saw Jeepers Creepers, I was like, hallelujah, a brother and a sister, not a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Because I have a brother and I can relate to the brother-sister relationship, bond, the whole thing. So Child's Play 2 is the first movie that popped into my mind. My second favorite, I'm really big on sequels, apparently. Nightmare on Elm Street 4 has always been one of my favorite horror movies ever. I used to stay home from school and watch that movie every day. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, you got Andre Jones, Lisa Wilcox, again, a brother and sister. Andre Jones and Lisa Wilcox are fucking amazing in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and yes, they are another brother and sister relationship that is awesome. So Chris mentioned Ginger Snaps. And I was like, yes, Ginger Snaps. I love that movie. But I have to say, when I was making my list, I've always enjoyed number 2 more. So Ginger Snaps 2 is the third movie on my list. I love the character of Ghost. I love her. I absolutely love her. I think she's amazing. So my top 3 horror movies that I can watch all year round would be Child's Play 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and Ginger Snaps 2. I also have on here, we'll add 2 more movies. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, the producer's cut. I love that movie. It's okay, recently I revisited Halloween, the original. I think it was last Halloween I put it on. I was sitting there watching it and I said to myself, this movie isn't very good. The only one I love it so much is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, but the producer's cut. I'll watch the theatrical cut, both of them, doesn't matter. One of my favorite movies. It really makes you feel like it's Halloween more than the original Halloween does. The atmosphere is there. It just makes me feel like it's Halloween. But I could watch it all year round. That would be number 4. Number 5, my favorite movie of all time. Literally, my favorite movie of all time. All time. So much so that I was obsessed with it for many, many years. When I say obsessed, I watched it every night, sometimes twice a night. I have a website for this movie. It's still out there. I don't update it. It hasn't been updated in years. And the website I started in 1998. I mean, my life, I lived and breathed this movie. Sleepaway Camp. The first time I saw it was in 1995. at my friend Mindy's house. Hello, Mindy, if you're watching. I still have the tape you gave me, the one from your dad's collection that you stole from him. Thank you. That's the only copy I still have, is the first copy I ever watched. It was taped off of HBO. It's my favorite movie of all time, and it always will be. The obsession was I'm gonna throw up a picture that I took. It's a portrait of me in sleepaway camp. I'm gonna throw it up here so you can see. It was my late 20s. My late 20s. Mid to late 20s. I lived and breathed sleepaway camp. I got on the internet in 1998, and the first thing I searched for was sleepaway camp. That's what my life used to be. And you know what? I loved it. I loved every second of it. That was when the internet was still fun. People were still fun. People were awesome. There's still some awesome people, but not like it was back then. Back then, you had a website for something or just a forum for something, and everyone was a fan of it. That's why they were there. You might have gotten into some disagreements. There might have been a little bit of drama, but it would work itself out. People who weren't a fan of it wouldn't join the forum. Like, people stuck to what they loved. It wasn't like today. You know, it's like trolling became a lifestyle. It wasn't like that back then. And it was so easy. I still remember the people I talked to. I still know someone. When I had the website, and my ex-boyfriend had his website. He still has his website up. He has a sleepaway camp website as well. One of the kids, because back then too, you could talk to people of all ages. Nobody called you a you-know-what. Back then, people of all ages, fans of all ages could come together and talk and be friends, and no one would call you a pervert. You know, and so there was one kid, he was 11 when we met him. Now, he's transgendered. I mean, I've kind of like watched him grow in a way. We're not close, but we still, you know, once in a blue moon, we still say hey, you know. But yeah, I knew him when he was 11. I was in my early 20s, he was 11, and it was cool to talk to people of all ages because you were just talking, you were fans of the same thing. Nowadays, whoa, no, God forbid, because you're labeled a pervert. You can't even talk to someone without being called a pervert if they're under 21. God forbid. Things were so different back then. Sleepaway camp was my life, literally. It was. And I amassed quite a collection of sleepaway camp VHS tapes. I had the original media, the original video treasures. Someone sent me a copy of the French. He made a copy for me, the French sleepaway camp. I had the UK Nightmare Vacation. I had the Canadian version. I had the Greek VHS tape. I had the Australian. My ex-boyfriend, he sent me a copy of the Australian. And I had the Betamax video. I had the posters, the video store video poster, the theatrical poster. I had the press kit. And this was before Anchor Bay re-released the movie because it had been out of print. This was before Felissa Rose was found and everyone started coming out of the woodwork. This was all before everyone came to the surface and was reunited and started doing conventions, and the movie got re-released and then gained a whole new following. And I was in it before it got, you know, re-released and just resurrected, you know what I mean? It was my life. The Anchor Bay versions were I'm really going off on a tangent here. See, you can't get me talking about Sleepaway Camp. Yes, I was very obsessed with Sleepaway Camp. And even though, and I sold my collection maybe 4 years ago, I sold my Sleepaway Camp collection for $1,000 on eBay to one of my ex-boyfriend's best friends. When he gave me when I saw what his name was, I said, "Holy shit, are you John's friend?" And he said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Holy shit." And I told him who I was, and he's like, "I'm the one that got him the Australian videotape that he sent you." That's who ended up with my collection, and that's great. Where I lived before, we're talking an hour at the most. Where I live now, it's about 40 minutes to both locations. So I'm like, the movie was even filmed in my area. It's my #1 favorite movie, and that is definitely a movie I can watch all year round. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but it is my favorite movie of all time. So to recap, Child's Play 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Ginger Snaps 2, Halloween 6, and Sleepaway Camp. So that is the tag. And again, a shout out to Chris and his channel. And that is the video.